And with track temperatures last Saturday of something like 45 degrees, the racing was expected to be equally as hot. As the Opels lined up at the front of Class C ahead of the Toyotas, and we had also a pack of those 1400cc cars just behind. Into Conti Corner on the first tour. Neil Stevens from Port Elizabeth, Grant van Schalkwyk, Mike White, Charles Wilkin, a newcomer to this form of racing, right behind him. As we sit alongside Mike White going up to Castle Corner. Ahead, Neil Stevens, there he is in the front, Grant van Schalkwyk behind, and then it's Mike White, Charles Wilkin, and this whole pack following up the road from Volkswagen to Seybergsweg. As we go down the long straight down to Standing Corner, Mike White starting to make his move on Van Schalkwyk, giving him pressure. He keeps on the tight inside line, hoping to squeeze on the inside. It's Neil Stevens, this former South African carter. But in the front of the 1400cc cars, Carl Moller leading, he overdoes it there, gets shouldered off the road there by Sean Watson-Smith, goes into the dirt. That field just streams past him, and he's really got a mammoth job ahead of him if he's going to get anywhere near the leaders. And Sean Watson-Smith looks easy in the front there. He's followed by Mark Edwards in that red motor car, and then Mike O'Sullivan in the Safek Opel just behind him. Sean Watson-Smith in the 1400 looks easy at the moment, but behind him a lot of drivers are making plans to close on him. As coming down the long straight, Neil Stevens also looks like he's got a comfortable lead there. Grant van Schalkwyk from the Transvaal has got Mike White worrying all the way down. Very late braking. Already lap records are starting to be broken on this very hot road. Not expected in this kind of weather. We normally wait for the colder weather. Here's Chris Clark in the Moby Jack Toyota fighting it out with the local driver, Doug Williams, both in those Toyota Conquests. And he's not giving him anything. Tried round the outside, he's just going to run out of road as they come out of Stanley Corner. And it's Neil Stevens, been followed by Van Schalkwyk. And a hard-trying Mike White, always tucked down behind that steering wheel as he comes through. He won at Killarney, and he was meaning to putting it across these Opels at Killarney. But here's a turn-up. Grant van Schalkwyk in the front as they come into view. Neil Stevens going into Sabre, trying to miss a spinning Vaughan Joss in his Mazda, which was ultimately to roll. Slowed down, Van Schalkwyk took his chances, and Neil Stevens is now to try everything he knows to try and get back to the front. But they've only got that run into the line with Ben Morgan, who was slowed by a broken fuel line, as Stevens just misses it by half a car length across the line. Van Schalkwyk making a habit of this now, getting some fine wins under his belt and putting it across the works car. But that is racing right out of the top drawer. And in the 1400cc class, Sean Watson-Smith making it look easy. He comes from Port Elizabeth. He's the champion in the class, just ahead there of Mark Edwards. Then it was the turn of the big guns. This is where the Opel Super Bosses take on the BMW 325 Shadowlines, and this is expected to be a hot race. Turn up for the books, John Craig from Cape Town, ex-motocrosser, was on pole position ahead of the works cars, and behind him he had Roddy Turner, and this man, the champion in the class, Michael Briggs, is also the South African driving champion. Right, we're going with Roddy Turner. As they get the green light, they set off. Briggs on the right-hand side. Craig, a very good start as they head down under the Goodyear Bridge down to Conti Corner. It's Craig on the inside. Michael Briggs will have to take the long way around. Turner holding station on the inside. Going round the outside is Dion Jabir, but Viana's kept a nice tight line in the Winfield BMW as we go out of Conti Corner. Thumbs up from Turner to tell Michael Briggs he's got the two BMWs behind. The plan that they've put into operation is starting to work as the field streams through. Behind them, they've also got the D-class cars. Those are the 1600cc cars, and a big battle is expected amongst those ones as well. And here they come, the leading six motor cars. In the front, Craig and Briggs, then Roddy Turner. It's Tony Viana, Dion Jabir, and Grant McCleary. Two BMWs, and they've got four Super Bosses all around them. We're looking at out of the back of the Viana car. There's Dion Jabir. Behind him, he's got Grant McCleary and Leon Marais, just waiting to pounce. It's Craig, still putting it across the works cars. Then it's Michael Briggs starting to make plans. He's on radio to his pit manager, that's Peter Laird, and team manager, telling him the position, what's happening. Briggs complaining of fuel surge in the early part of the race, but this appears to have gone, and he's well set now to take on Craig. Here's the 1600cc cars. It's Kurt Elchin from Port Elizabeth, and then Derek Irving, the South African karting champion, on his tail with Janelle de Villiers from Paul. It's still Craig, not only hanging onto the lead, but starting to get away from Briggs. Turner, Viana, Jabir, McCleary, and then we've got Leon Marais just behind them as they come down there. Briggs is starting to make his move. leaving things desperately late as they go into Stanley corner, and he takes him on the inside, and Craig is not going to let him get away with it. This is his circuit, and he knows his way around the circuit very, very well indeed. He's hanging on to Michael Briggs, but behind Craig we've got Roddy Turner starting to make a move as well. Then it's Viona Joubert, and it's Grant McCleary. Heavy braking for Conti Corner, he holds that inside line. Craig can't even take a chance of going around the outside here. Those cars are on the limit and way beyond. Here's Irving now challenging Kurt Elchin. Janelle de Villiers a little further behind, and Elchin's got the advantage here. They're also leaving things very late in the braking department as they go to the Stanley corner. Irving, the most decorated driver in South African motor racing history, a karting champion, and now taken to the D-class. He is actually in the ex-Grant McCleary car that won the championship in this class in 1991. Irving uses his racecraft to get inside Elchin and Janelle de Villiers. This 18-year-old from Paarl is certainly learning from the masters. Elchin nearly lost his life in a horrific car accident at the end of last year, but making a comeback to racing. And here's Grant McCleary, reckoning this is the time to take both BMWs on the outside of Castrol Corner. Overdoes it, loses it, and the BMWs hang on to their 4th and 5th position. And here's the challenge for 2nd position. Roddy Turner sees John Craig ahead of him. He's got an overheated clutch. It's been overworked in this race, and Turner now is looking for a place to take over 2nd spot. And he's bringing Tony Viona with him. And as they come out of Stanley corner, Tony makes his move. He comes right alongside his mirror to get the maximum draft there. As Briggs comes across the line, Roddy Turner makes it to the line to make it a 1-2 for the Opel Works team ahead of John Craig. Great performance by that Cape Tony. And in the 1600 class, Kurt Elchin puts it across. Derek Irving there with Janelle de Villiers right in his tail, and this youngster, a great future ahead of him in Stanley Group Racing. As we line up for the 2nd race for classes C and E, and of course Mike White is not going to let those Opels get away with this stuff. Sean Watson-Smith knows he's got a fight in his hand. Carl Moller's on his tail. He's got Mark Edwards from the Transvaal alongside him as well. And as the 26 cars in this field drag away, we're alongside Mike White. Poleman Grant van Schalkwyk gets left a little bit at the start. Neil Stevens is on the outside. Van Schalkwyk's got the better line through the corner. Stevens has got to go the wide route here. Van Schalkwyk. Then it's Mike White. Charles Wilkin is next. This 17-year-old youngster doing very well in this form of racing. It's White now starting to plan his move through here already. We've had lap records broken, and we can expect fireworks in this race. He's got this tighter line. He wants to get inside Van Schalkwyk as he comes out of Castrol corner. They're heading down the slope now down to Volkswagen corner. He's on the inside line. This is not the best way to do it, but it's effective if you want to get past the man on your left-hand side, as he's going to do now. Hugs that curve. Van Schalkwyk's in the front, and White's done it. As they come out of Volkswagen, it's White, then it's Van Schalkwyk, then Charles Wilkin, and that packed closely behind them. And then coming up the road, it's Sean Watson-Smith leading the 1400s. But he's got Moller right at his left-hand door. And Watson-Smith knows this time that in Cape Town, Moller is not going to let him get away, that this is going to be a fight to the finish. And in the front of the C-class cars, it's Neil Stevens, now been worried by Mike White, keeping his Toyota crew very happy indeed. Behind them is Van Schalkwyk, Zagran Nair from Uitenhage, and Charles Wilkins still in the pack. Nobody drives a production car harder than Mike White. He won at Kyalami. He wants to try and make it a double here at Killarney. There's Swaziland's Bob Lacey mixing it in his conquest with the likes of Doug Williams and Chris Clark in the Moby Jack Toyota conquest. But at the flag, Neil Stevens does it for the Delta Motorsport team in the Opel, 1 second behind Mike White in the Toyota Conquest, and Grant van Schalkwyk in 3rd position. But here's drama. The 1400cc class in the effort to outbrake each other. Carl Moller stays on the road and he pushes Sean Watson-Smith into the dirt, and he's coming to the line. His left front tyre has got a puncture. He makes it to the flag in 1st spot. So the results of this class in Class C, new lap records there by Stevens and Van Schalkwyk. Mike White, a very fine performance in the Toyota. And Charles Wilkins, a 17-year-old, making a great performance there. Sean Watson-Smith staying ahead of Carl Moller. He's going to be a threat this year. And Mike O'Sullivan from the Transvaal. As we get to the final race in the Stanek meeting, it's for classes A and D, and away from the line goes Michael Briggs on pole position, in with Grant McCleary as they head for Conti Corner on the first tour. And this is a high-speed traffic jam as they go in. If anything had happened, and it does, Neil Brink goes into the side of Grant McCleary, spins him right round the 360 as the traffic rushes past, trying to avoid them all. Here it is from the outside. Briggs in the front. Then it's Viana. Roddy Turner on the outside getting pushed there by Dion Jabir, goes into the side of him in the Winfield BMW. No brake light. He just keeps spinning him around. Neil Brink doesn't see the traffic jam. He goes into the side of McCleary and spins him around right in the middle of that back. Here it is again from the inside of Viana's car. Jabir closes right up on Viana's tail and goes into the side of Turner and starts to spin him around. Just keeps accelerating away, pushes him out of the way, and Leon Maria takes his chances as mechanical mayhem is left down there at Conti Corner. And Leon Maria tastes blood here. It's Briggs in the front, Vion in the Winfield BMW in second spot, and then it's Maria. Then it's Dion Jabir getting away with that one pretty likely. But Maria now at 220 kilometers an hour, rushing down towards Stanley Corner, has got Viana right in his sights. Jabir's just behind him in his mirrors. He's going to try and take him on the outside. He knows the team, Opel, needs him to get into second position. Leaves it late there. Very risky line at the top of that banking. But he's certainly giving chase in a big way. And Viana knows he's got a fight in his hands. There's Jabir now coming to join the fight. He's riding shotgun for Viana. He knows that Viana would like nothing better than to have him on his tail as they break very late there for Conti Corner. Is trying. This is 10/10 motor racing, this one. No quarter is given or asked in this race. Lap records are falling on every lap. And Maria's going to try it on the right-hand side, on the left. Then he tries the other side, any way he can get past. He knows if he tails Vion, he's not going to get past. As Jabir starts to close on him, getting very close. Over the cement dust. Been put down there. Hannes Oosthuizen hold of some in that mayhem down at Conti Corner and spilt a lot of oil onto the road. Quickly brushed up there by the Killarney marshal. It's Viana with Maria giving chase. And Jabir joining the fight here. And what about those 1600s? It's Irving this time from the Transvaal. The South African Springbok card has got Elchin right on his tail, and Brian Gilmore, a non-starter in the first race due to gearbox trouble, has got his act together and he's right in there. He was the inland champion in this class and he knows a thing or two about this Killarney circuit. So anything can happen in that class as well. And here they come again, and it's Viana still being followed by Maria, but Jabir is getting dangerously close. He's closing on him. Briggs has gone on his own in the front there. He's got about a 200-meter lead. That second lead is just a nice cushion to have. He's going to go for his first ever double that the super bosses have ever put across the Winfield BMWs. And Maria's having moments. Not touched there, but trying very, very, very hard indeed. And he misses that curve just by a centimeter or two, and he's going to go for it this time as he goes into Castle Corner. But Jabir has joined the fray. He goes on the inside, just shoulders him out of the way. He's done it to the second Opel, sends him pushed to the outside of Castle Corner, and Jabir now has got himself into third position. But Maria reckons that's where he wants to be. He sees blood. This former Mirage pilot knows a thing or two about fighting as he closes on him. This is going to be desperate stuff before the end of this race. Leon in second. Then it's Dion Jabir. Leon Maria using that outside line and keeping them right in his gun sights. Here come the 1600. Elchin's now got the better of Brian Gilmore, who knows the circuit very well. Elchin's from PE, Gilmore from Cape Town, Irving from the Transvaal. And Gilmore's going for it this time. He's a hard man to beat, is Elchin. As we said, he had a very bad accident. He limps around, but he certainly can drive a motor car in motor racing. He's done very well in the 1600 Opel GSI. Here they come again, with Gilmore trying on the inside. Keep me very close, a little bit of touching there of mirrors. No damage done there. Irving watching the show in the best seat in the grounds. They're just behind them. And Irving's got it, Gilmore's got it this time as they're going to the inside of Conti. He'll have to go around the outside. Elchin, there's no pushing or shoving this time. And here's the battle up front. This is for second position. Jabir closing on Viana and gets pushed out of the way by Maria. He just came out of the sun at him, pushed him out of the way, and Maria says, my rightful place was in third position, and that's where I mean to be. Viana is in second. Maria is third, but in the front it's Michael Briggs going for his second win of the day. And this is going to be the first time ever that Super Bosses have had two straight victories against the Winfield BMW. Here comes Briggs, here's Tony Viana still full of fight, and Leon Maria in the Albaranti Delta Super Boss, a great third position after a big fight. And Elchin got it ahead there of Brian Gilmore from Cape Town and Derek Irving. So that's another 2 wins there for Kurt Elchin. So sweet revenge for Opel and Michael Briggs there, and with all 6 of the top drivers there beating the lap record, the racing was certainly hot. Kurt Elchin took the Class D result there. Derek Irving certainly a contender in that class with Brian Gilmore.